is your home for the Trojans. Girard Sports Live.
Snap and leans forward, and that's touchdown number 4 for Scott Moore.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Pregame, your community technology partner. Learn more at ckt.net.
Brooks, throw over to Adolph, quickly down inside, wrap around Bowman, found herself in the right place, foul, and the bucket!
He'll try a 3 and hits. Adolph with it up top, being guarded by Gass. Girard down the lane, off the glass, and good. Nice instinct by Adolph to just take it to the bucket.
Fielded on the short hop, fires this one across. Able to throw the runner out by a step and a half.
Pitch to the outside to Ashbacher. Gets a good block on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's time for the Trojans. On your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live. Girard Sports Live.
And good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekend and welcome to week number 10 of the 2024 high school football season. Hayden High School here in the capital city. Rain-swept evening here. They were flashing the lights just to make sure you know they can do that. The goal for the Trojans tonight will be to limit the number of times they do the flashing light thing up here as the Girard Trojans coming in here to this regional matchup against the Topeka Hayden Wildcats in this week number 10. The Trojans coming in at 6-3. Hayden, one of the top teams in the state of Kansas in Class 3A, and they are coming in as the number 3 seed in this 3A regional. BJ Harris along with you, alongside me, Daryl McLeod, as we settle in here for a soggy natural grass game for these Trojans. They'll have a little bit of weather to contend with here today, Daryl.
Yeah, not the normality for the Trojans, I suppose, playing on that turf field. They've been spoiled all year long. It'll be interesting to see how the mud bath goes tonight because it's coming down hard, so expect less traction, probably a lot of running the football.
I do think Hayden likes to stretch the field a little bit and throw the ball down the field. I've seen that on their stats. They've got some guys with some pretty high catch numbers, so perhaps that'll limit them a little bit. The Trojans, they can do it in a few different ways. Through the air, obviously, at times when they pick their spots. But the ground game's important, and a heavy ground game today kind of bodes well for this weather.
It sure does, and something that we saw last week, Scott Moore had a lot of rushing yards from that Wildcat spot. So what you can expect is probably more of that Wildcat being used today. Obviously, we'll see the normal sets where Love, Colin, Salmons, they run that normal triple options that Girard always has run ever since head coach Neil Philpott has come in and changed around this program. But I imagine we'll see a lot of different sets here. Try and throw Topeka Hayden off guard. A long legacy of good football from Hayden. So hopefully they got something up their sleeve to try and pull out a win tonight.
If you're still one of the teams playing in week number team, that means half the field has been cut. You are one of half of the teams in 3A still alive. That field will be cut in half again. The Trojans try to make the cut here into the sectional round with a big-time matchup on a long road trip up here to Topeka. We're happy to be able to bring it to you here on Girard Sports Live. Thanks for watching in for tonight. Plenty to get to here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame right around the corner. We'll look back to last week's win over Bishop Ward, and was a kind of a lunch pail type game. Come out and get the job done, and the Trojans did just that to advance to this game. We've got your keys to the game, starting lineup, and obviously the kickoff right around the corner. About 30 minutes till the opening of this next round of the playoffs. The Trojans and the Wildcats tonight on your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live presented by Crocan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get gigabit, the fastest internet in southeast Kansas with Crocan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crocan has to offer at ckt.net. Up next, we look back to the win over Bishop Ward and we kick off the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show on Girard Sports Live.
Why settle for less than the best? Crocan's gigabit fiber optic internet is now available to Pittsburgh, Frontenac, and Fort Scott and many rural areas in between. Crocan has the best speeds, the best reliability, the best service, the best support, and is overall the best value on all ultra-high-speed internet. If you want the best home internet connecting as many devices, all without equipment rentals, contracts, or overages, it is the time to switch to the best. It's time to switch to Crocan.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years, with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
A Trojan sack means $1 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $1 short stacks the next day. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back out here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show here on Girard Sports Live. BJ Harris, Daryl McLeod back out here. Hayden High School in Topeka, regional round of the Class 3A playoffs. Community National Bank and Trust pregame show, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon, pick up your very own Girard Trojan instant issue mascot debit card. Community National Bank and Trust, a proud supporter of Girard schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. And last week, the Trojans able to get that win over Bishop Ward, a team that had struggled just a little bit, brought a 2-7 record into the ball game. And the Trojans, or a 2-6 record rather, into the ball game. Trojans made them leave town with a 2-7 record. And you mentioned it in our open just a little bit, Daryl. It was a big, heavy dose of Scott Moore. He had 3 touchdowns in the game, 2 rushing, 1 through the air. And really, the Trojans took care of business up there at Bishop Ward. We take a look at this one. Scott Moore's first of 2 rushing touchdowns.
And the Trojans jump out to a 6-0 lead.
Trojan ground game, pretty effective. Lots of guys able to get their hands on it. Ashbacher, one of them with a big run. Corbin Bowen had a big run as well in this game. And then Scott Moore doing what he does on the ground. Ward was scary at times, a team that looked like it could break at any moment. They had some big long runs, but their only touchdown in the game, this one.
Close to the pylon. They're going to mark him out. Nope. Touchdown. Bishop Ward. Now, if you're Bishop Ward, I'd triple team Scott Moore here.
They didn't.
Gets it away. Moore's down the middle.
What a catch.
And he makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Man, Siler Sammons threw that thing into a bucket. 10-5 touchdown, Corbin Bowen.
Too easy. Wait till you see the highlight right here.
Wide this time.
Watch this, Daryl.
Neely back to pass. Throws one over the middle, and that's pegs the umpire, and it's picked off by the Trojans. And coming back the other way and going to score a touchdown is Blake Brokaw. I don't know if that umpire's okay. Unbelievable. Right off of his dome.
And one more for good measure.
Sammons. Straight ahead to Love. Stiff arms off a man and into the end zone. Junior Love finds Pater. and the Trojans have a 43-7 lead.
And they really had to come in, Daryl, as the highlights from last week's game wrap up here. They had to come in and just kind of put one together. It wasn't a very good atmosphere. It was kind of rough getting up. You saw the team kind of wane to that energy in the building. Obviously, half the Girard crowd was out at state volleyball, and Bishop Ward didn't travel very good. And so you kind of had to bring your own energy, and it felt like that started to wane at halftime. A late touchdown at halftime. It was about to be 14-14 going to the locker room, if you remember. Bishop Ward was driving, and a probably questionable fumble call gave the ball back. Trojans go down the field, score 22-7, and at that point I think it was over.
Yeah, and that just shows they're a second-half team. The whole season they've been a second-half team, and I don't expect anything less here. Coming off the bus after a long road trip from Girard, Kansas, just about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, it's hard to get going quick off a bus ride that long. I hope they don't come out flat, but this Girard team's able to pick it up in the second half, just like they did last week against Ward.
And a football season is very long. It can really start to drag on. You get into November, you start getting bumps and bruises and cuts and scrapes, and practice is cold, and now it's rainy. And you mentally better be tough. You better really love it. You better really want to be here. You better really want to do it, because there's a lot of reasons not to try very hard and not to put that full effort out there and start checking out. Maybe you're looking to another sport or whatever. And so for these moments, you need to really dial it in, play for your guys next to you, play for those seniors, and bring your A game, because you're going to need it against one of the best teams here in the Topeka area. We'll break down this game a little bit more, start looking towards the Hayden Wildcats, and get you ready for kickoff in this one. Still to come, your keys to the game, starting lineups, and that opening kickoff here tonight. It's playoff time in the capital city. You're watching it on your home for Girard High School Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net. or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
The first one here is a 2017 Ford Focus with only 21,000 miles. That one's not for sale though. I'm going to probably keep that one.
Hi, my name's Eddie.
2016 Chevy Malibu with only 13,000 miles, but I might hang on to that one too. So let me show you the next one. Ford F-150, but that one's going to stay with me too. So let's go down to the next one here.
Hi, I'm Eddie.
2017 F-150, so we have 3 of them. I could probably let that one go.
Hi, my name's Eddie.
2015 Ford Transit Cargo. I'm going to keep that one because I have to move here soon. But the rest of them, you're welcome to come out and look at. And I think you'd like a lot of them. We appreciate your business.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Judd, Lori, Lisa, or Amber in Girard for all your insurance needs.
Hello, Four States. This is Jay Hatfield with Jay Hatfield Motorsports. We've been serving the Four States area with motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides, plus offering you parts and service since 2005. We have 2 convenient locations, Pittsburgh and Joplin, selling quality brands such as Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Can-Am, and Suzuki. Jay Hatfield has a huge inventory available for immediate delivery. We offer financing options and an extensive selection of accessories. Most important, we're making deals. Come in and get your fun started today at Jay Hatfield Motorsports in Pittsburgh or Joplin.
Of Girard High School.
Looking at the wagon that got the Trojans here with all their gear, making that long trip. Not sure the route they took. There's a few ways to get up here from southeast Kansas. I've tried out just about every route. There's one that'll take you by the Prairie Nut Hut in Altoona if you're really looking for that kind of buffet dining. But we are up here high atop the press box. The rain has subsided just a little bit. Just a little under 15 minutes away from kickoff in this regional matchup. The Girard Trojans, Topeka Hayden Wildcats, BJ Harris, Daryl McLeod up here filling in for the Old Dogs. They took the night off. One's got car troubles. One's is laid up sick, allegedly. He didn't sound very good when he called me today, so I'm going to go ahead and say he really is sick. But we're happy to be able to be up here with, thanks to all our sponsors, allow us to come up here and cover the Trojans on the road, and thankful to be able to do one here in the playoffs. It's not always the case, and so we are really happy to be up here and bringing you this action. It's time for today's area matchups brought to you by Diskins Auto and Towing. 120 East Forest, you know where Diskins is at. They've got that big old logo up on top downtown in Girard, right there on the north side of the square. Diskins offers 24-hour towing and can repair all makes and models. To learn more, contact Diskins Auto and Towing at 620-724-8100. And we're into the playoffs, and so we've got the bracket and lots to – where'd you have that at?
Just that little eyeball over there.
Oh, yeah, eyeball. There we go. There's our bracket. That's our matchups here on the 3A side of things. You see Wellsville won of the class of that, but they've nothing like Wellsville hosting Holton. That should be a pretty good matchup, actually, between a couple of high seed and a low seed. Columbus a chance, I think, up there at Prairie View. Nice job by Coach Burns and the Columbus Titans, 7-2. You can catch that game right now if you want to flip on over and back and forth, or have 2 TVs. That's what you need to do. Have 2 or 3 TVs going. You can watch Columbus Titans at Prairieville over on VarsitySportsLive.com, as well as at Columbus Sports Live, rather. Frontenac hosting at 9-0, one of the top teams, the number 2 team in 3A, in fact, hosting Perry-LeCompton. That should be an opportunity for Frontenac to move into. And if they win, they get a chance to play the winner of this game. Possibly, I'm not exactly sure. It starts to go into the East-West thing at that point on who's going to host. And so I'm sure the Frontenac fans know exactly where they're going to be. So that's a look at the 4A bracket. Elsewhere around the area in other area matchups that are still going on. You got it. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, well, I just got the rest of the 3A bracket, that bottom half, because I always focus on the top half, who we're going to be playing next. Andale already crushed their last opponent. They have already moved on to the sectional round, taking down Clay Center Community High School 74-0. Wichita Collegiate faces off against Cheney. It's going to be at Wichita Collegiate, 6 p.m. That game's already underway. St. George Rock Creek coming in at 8-1, facing off against Holcomb. Winner of that one will be decided tomorrow, actually, because they are playing Saturday at 11 a.m. at St. George. Then finally, to round off the bracket, Scott Community High School coming in at 8-1, facing off against Heston High School. That one's being played at Scott City. That's the roundup of the 3A bracket and how everything kind of shapes out. Obviously, Andale, one of those top contenders moving later on.
Yeah, they beat up on a Clay Center team that played Lewisburg to a touchdown loss. Lewisburg at one point was the number 1 ranked team in Class 4A, and so that tells you how good Andale is right now. Other area teams still in action here in week number 10. Pittsburgh High is on the road at St. Thomas Aquinas. Tough draw there for Coach Latimer and the Purple Dragons. And then on our network, Spring Hill is on the road at Mill Valley. And so Mill Valley and Aquinas likely headed there. But that Spring Hill bunch, a feisty bunch, I call them, on the nights I'm not here with you all. And they have really overachieved this year. Excited to see how they go. Fort Scott hosting Tonganoxie. That's at VarsitySportsLive.com if you want to watch that game. Dylan Funk, Dennis Drennan with the call over there in that one. Altamont, they get the pleasure of getting a host, Bishop Miege. So Miege going to make the long trip down to the Oklahoma border, but that may not go so well for Labette County. And then Chanute against Ottawa. Other classifications in the area to talk about. Riverton still alive in Class 2A as they make the trip to Humboldt. Pittsburgh Colgan still alive as they will be hosting Riverside. That game's underway already as well at 6 o'clock. And then Oswego's still alive, an 8-man 1. They're taking on Clifton Clyde. And then an 8-man 2, the Marmonton Valley Wildcats still alive. And that's the look of the area there. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with your keys to the game, starting lineups, opening kickoff here from Hayden. Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty, fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
Communicating with current and potential customers is a must in the world of business. Advertising is nothing more than communication and an invitation. Look no further than Norris Advertising, offering a wide variety of services from billboards, radio across the 4 states, and digital ad services like ZTV, YouTube, geofencing, streaming, and more beyond the local view. Looking to upgrade your storefront? Norris Advertising is your go-to for local digital sign sales. Norris Advertising. Get your ads to work.
From the football field to the bean field, the right equipment can make all the difference. Gear up for harvest, expand your fleet, or grow your business with Tyler Jackman at Big Iron Auctions. Tyler can improve your operation conveniently, efficiently, and effectively. And if you're selling one piece or the whole operation, Big Iron can connect you with over 750,000 registered bidders. Buying or selling, go big. Big Iron Auctions. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115. BigIronAuctions.com.
Back out here on the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show, just over 10 minutes away from kickoff, or just under 10 minutes away from kickoff in this one as the Trojans get ready to take on the Topeka Hayden Wildcats in this 3A regional. Keys to the game are brought to you by Evans Motors. Get the key to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV. That's the right one for their family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of Highway 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh, or go online and see their full selection at evansmotors.net. Keys to the game in this one. Got any that are popping on the top of your head there, Daryl?
Starting quick, because we talked about it a little bit earlier. This team is more of a second-half team. That's not going to fly against Topeka Hayden. They got to come out quick. They got to make sure they put up some points against them quick, or else it's going to be a tough second half for them. They're going to be clawing from behind. Now, we mentioned a little bit earlier, it is a long bus ride from Girard High School. They left at about 12:30 today, had a long trip up, had a chance to stretch their legs, but at the same time, you got to make sure you don't come out flat. Coming out flat is the worst possible case scenario for them in this game. So as long as they come out quick, play their game, they got a chance tonight against Hayden.
Yeah, they got to have some answers for some of these playmakers for the Wildcats. They're going to be led by quarterback number 7, Jet Wallmeyer, a 5'10" senior quarterback, 9 of 139. So he's had some pass attempts. They're going to throw the ball a little bit. On nearly 1,500 yards passing, 16 touchdowns. His main guy he targets is number 9, Jensen Schrickle. Schrickle, 5'10", 150-pound senior, has got 426 yards receiving on 28 pickups. He's also carried the ball 23 times for 288 yards, 11 scores. And then on the ground, they're going to lean on Cade Mitchell. Mitchell, a 5'8", 160-pound junior. Not a big guy, but a guy who can pick up yardage. 78 carries in the year, 696 yards, so they spread it around a little bit. He'll hit you out of the backfield as well in the passing game with nearly 400 yards receiving, 21 total touchdowns from Mitchell, so a guy that can score for them. And on the defensive side, they'll lean on Jude Krentz. Krentz, 5'8", 180-pound junior, leads this team with nearly 90 tackles on the year. Time for our starting lineups. Starting lineups, always brought to you by the Jagged Edge. Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find with taking a seat with stylist Carla Sands. She'll have you looking your very best for your next big game or whatever you've got coming up around the corner. Make an appointment now. Call 620-724-7500. And I mentioned those for Hayden Wildcats, Wallmeyer, Schrickle, and Mitchell. You get a lot of them on the offensive side of the ball. They're coached by Bill Arnold in his 13th season, 171-58. State championship back in 2008, but they're always right there in the mix of it down the stretch. For the Trojans offensively, it will be running back Junior Love, 6 foot, 182-pound junior. It's one of those wide receiver spots. Number 2, Gannon Clark, a 6'3", 198-pound junior. For Ben Cullen, or it'll be either Ben Cullen or Siler Salmons at the quarterback spot. They've kind of rotated those guys through there. Cullen, a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore. Salmons, a 6'1", 150-pound senior. Running back Levi Blair had a nice game on both sides of the ball last week. Did Levi, 5'10", 175-pound senior. And then up front for the Trojans, they mixed match, but those leaders up there, DeBrava, Zach Benzo on the offensive line, along with Caleb Humble, Blake Brokob in there, along with what do we come up with? I think with Leadstrom perhaps in there. We'll watch and see who they end up putting at that guard spot. But we've got our starters head coach Neil Philpott's 8th season for the Trojans, 46-32 in his 8 years for the Girard Trojan. I tell him every time I see him, I'm glad he's the coach of the Trojans. We'll take one final timeout. We come up, opening kickoff right around the corner. Regionals from Topeka, Trojans, Wildcats on Girard Sports Live.
Are you tired of waiting for your internet to load at a snail's pace? Or feeling like your connection is slower than a sloth's morning routine? Maybe your current internet feels as speedy as a sunbathing turtle. Well, say goodbye to the slow lane and welcome to Crawcan Fiber Optic Internet, where we leave the slow movers in the dust. You'll zoom through the web faster than Sharky being swarmed by his adoring fans. Crawcan Fiber Optic Internet, because life's too short to wait for slow connections.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com. Call service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, outstanding in their field. Calls carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Calls continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do-it-yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Here we go, opening kickoff brought to you by Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities they serve. Farmers Bank, looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, locations at Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul and Girard. Hayden Wildcats in their home blues with blue bottoms and those gold tops up there you can see, and the Trojans in their road whites with the gold bottoms and those maroon helmets. Playoff football. It's a cool, crisp autumn night here in the capital city. We're looking out. If you could see, without the trees, we could see Colorado border from where we're standing right now, looking towards the west. A little bit of wind, a little bit of rain earlier today. It's kind of peeled off a little bit. We're up here with a tent popped up thanks to Daryl bringing the tent up here, and thank goodness. Otherwise, we'd have figured something out, I think, to bring this to the folks in Girard.
We'd have been ear to ear to the coaches down in the coaches box, I think.
Found something out. They'd have heard me, and I'd have heard them. Mason Becker going to kick it away for Hayden. Fielded not very cleanly at the 4-yard line. Center return trying to pick his way through there, and hit and brought down is Corvin Bowen, and he'll have just a modest gain up shy of the 15-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will start their opening drive. As Girard will, pretty modest field position, they'll start at their own 15-yard line. So Trojans come out their first offensive snap. Moore in there. This will be Siler Salmon's going to get the start. Slippery ball, handoff though Love. Love going to be up and brought down, not much there. Quick tackle and Hayden fired up, talking, chirping, coming off the pile as well as a tackle made. There for the Wildcats, number 22. That's the guy I mentioned earlier, Jude Krentz. He's now got 88 tackles on the year.
Just a big player for Hayden. He comes in, makes a stop early. That ball popped out there at the end. We mentioned the weather conditions, pretty poor here today. Expect some mistakes to be made on either side.
Love in the backfield with Salmons. Straight drop, screen pass. He's got Bowen, a little bit of roam. Finds one blocker, skates through another, reaches forward. He's got close. It looked like I was about 5 yards off actually up there. He was close to the first down. Needed to get to the 25. He did get to the 20. It's a third down though, and a good gain on that screen pass. If it was just a little cleaner, it would look like it was going to open up pretty big for the Trojans.
Yeah, and Bowen there needs to be a little bit more patient. He catches that ball, and he just wants to go. If he allows his lineman to get up and get through, maybe get some of those blockers in the secondary, get that second level removed, he would have had a little bit more space to work and potentially a larger gain.
Moore split out to the far side. Third down and 5, trying to bend the corner. There's Bowen leaning forward. He's going to get a couple, but he's not going to have enough for the first down and maybe get a yard across up to the 21-yard line in a punt situation here for the Trojans. They close in a hurry.
They obviously saw something they liked in film with Bowen because they are relying on him early, already fielding the kickoff. They must like his speed out there. They see something on Hayden that his speed outmatches because so far they've used him on just about every single play.
Back to return for the Wildcats is Cade Mitchell. They're running back. Joining him is Jensen Schrickle. So two of their main offensive weapons back there to return the ball. Punt it away. Angling kick. He'll bounce and roll backwards just a little bit. Not going to quite get to midfield. It'll be about a 25-yard punt. Maybe 27 yards, and it will be Hayden football inside Trojan territory as they will start at the Trojan 49-yard line. You got to answer defense with defense now if you're the Trojans. Not a real big offensive line. Trojans will have a little bit of a size advantage at a few positions. First snap, straight dive, fullback dive up the middle with Broderick Desch on the carry, and he'll pick up about nearly 6 yards on first down.
Hayden runs a similar style offense to the Girard Trojans, a little triple option style. Like to mix things up, read that outside guy, and see who they're going to hand it off to. Girard has always been a little bit susceptible to this ground and pound offense, coming out with just a 3-man front. I'd like to see some stunting linebackers, a couple blitzes to try and negate that effect.
Wallmeyer under center, going to drop back, look near side, wide receiver slipped off the break, and incomplete, bring up third down. And a little bit of slip on that turf we talked about. A factor for the Trojans, and their first offensive been showing up here for the Wildcats, brings up third down and 5.
Similar situation to the Trojans. Both teams have a 3rd and 5 to start things out. Going back and forth here. Girard, a good defensive stop here, can hopefully help them out. And we'll see what Hayden decides to do if they're in fourth down territory or not on this side of the field.
DeVrava, Benzo, and Love, the D-line up there, rolling near side. Wallmeyer going to look down the field, sets his feet, lets it fly, and well defended. Nice coverage there for the Trojans. Trent Ognabeni, the 5'10", 140-pound junior, coming in there to swat that one away and force a fourth down.
Ognabeni playing great on that outside, keeping tight coverage the whole way through. That ball was perfectly placed. He had his hands on it. He ran a good route. Just better defense overall by number 1 for the Trojans.
And it looks like Hayden going to roll out the punt team perhaps. So you don't count out a fake here at this part of the field. It's awful early in the game, but we'll see what they decide to do. Quarterback is the punter, Wallmeyer. He'll drop to that punt depth. 4th down and 5 at the 44-yard line.
And Bowen just now stepping back.
Fake coming this way. Trying to bend it back out. Trojans got to get it bottled up. And he will be just enough for a first down. Gets a yard or a 2 more. So about an 8-yard gain. They needed 5. They get 8 on a fake punt. Kind of saw that one coming.
I think the Trojans knew it as well. Bowen never even stepped back for the punt until well before the play clock was almost expired. He was just stepping back there just as they snapped that ball.
So they move the chains. Move the chains, keep this opening drive alive for the Wildcats. Trojans punting on their first one. End around, handoff, speedster trying to find his way through. He's got a big hole, barely caught from behind. Bowen might be the only guy on the field that can catch that guy as the speedster gets the end around. And Schrickle, mentioned that wide receiver, 5'10", 150-pound senior. 23 carries, now over 300 yards.
Misdirections working for Hayden early. Trojans blitzed off the wrong side there. They brought their outside linebacker, Levi Blair, coming in off the right side. Needed to go off the left. Leaves a wide gap there for Schrickle.
10-yard pickup. First down and 10. Handoff near side. Looking for the end zone and in on the first carry of the game for Cade Mitchell. The 5'8", 160-pound senior strikes first for the Wildcats. They'll take a 6-0 lead with the kick pending.
Yeah, that's just textbook Hayden Wildcats. You never know where the ball's going to go. And this time just a handoff, a little stretch play to the outside, results in a huge gain and eventually a touchdown. Just outruns everyone on the field. I don't even know if he got touched on that play.
Point after attempt, they'll line up in a funky formation, and then they will come in to kick the point after attempt. Mason Becker to kick it up for the Wildcats. Snaps back a little bit low. Kick is on the way, and it is good. 7-0. Wildcats convert on a 4th down fake punt to keep the drive alive. Score 2 plays later. We'll take a first break. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty, fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
Hayden Wildcats lead at 7-0. A 30-yard touchdown run, or 21-yard rather. It was at the 21. 21-yard touchdown run by number 25, Cade Mitchell. Caps off a 6-play drive that included a fake punt in there. And Wildcats lead at 7-0. Trojans had some things offensively that looked a little positive in the first offensive possession. They'll get another crack at it here. Got to field it clean for Bowen. Get a better return. He does. Cross the 15 and popped outside, still on his feet. Bowen down the sidelines, still breaking tackles, and a nice run for Corbin Bowen. It looked like he was going to be stopped at about just shy of the 20-yard line. He tacks another 15 onto it after contact, all the way up to the 35, and that's where the Trojans will start this drive.
Unfortunately, we do have some laundry on the field. I imagine we're going to get a block in the back call here. It looked like one of those Trojans just got a little ahead of himself, saw Bowen break free, and then came in for the unnecessary block in the end. Did help Bowen break free on the outside, but at a cost of a penalty.
Wait to see what they say here. It's going to be a personal foul. Face mask actually going to be against Wildcats.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah. Occasionally you like your analysis to be wrong, and in this case that's the case. Here we go, moving it forward. So now that good return by Bowen, going to tack another 15 onto it, and very good field position for the Trojans all the way out to midfield is where they'll start this drive. And so a gift you've got to take advantage of in games like this when you're playing one of the top teams perennially in your division, which is the Hayden Wildcats or that. You get a ball inside their territory, take advantage of it. Play action now. That was something. That's probably an incomplete pass. It was real close between where it was going forward and backwards. Bowen lucky to even get there, and Salmon's making, or rather that was Colin, making a last decision to flip that one out there. They really had done a nice job. He was supposed to read that in. That end was on him before he could even really have a chance. And by the time he was reading it, it was too late. Dangerous play and a loss of 3 on the play.
It's the scheme every defense tries to run. You want to have enough guys out there to try and stop this triple option that the Trojans run. Sometimes you do, and right there they did. That DN just played it perfectly.
2 wide receivers far side, 2 wings. Levi Blair in the backfield with Colin. Turn, hand up Blair, big hole left side. Levi Blair rolling forward near a first down. He's going to be just shy up to the 40-yard line. Needed to get to the 39, but it's a 12-yard run for Levi Blair, and he's really been a bright spot for the Trojans here over the last couple of weeks. Really stepped up. Last week he was our player of the game for the Trojans, along with Chris Moore. That's not Blair. It's 35, not 25? Or was that 25 that just ran it? And now
Mason Gilmore had a
so it was
good
Mason
little
Gilmore.
gain there. Yep.
All right, 35, not 25. My bad. Blair still had all the good week last week. Good read there by Moore on that zone read, and Scott Moore gonna move it forward and get the first down and then some. It's a 14-yard gain for Scott Moore.
We talked about I wanted to see that Wildcat come out more, see a lot of Scott Moore. He was running over people last week, showing he's a grown man on this field, and right there proves it. Running the veer, decides to keep. A nice little hole up the middle and a good gain for a first down.
He'll be the slot to the near side. Colin with Gilmore in the backfield. Handoff, Gilmore drops his shoulder and rumbles forward for a few. On first down, not a bad gain of about 3 yards, maybe 4. We'll give him 3 on first down, bring up second down and 7.
And another close play again. Hayden thinks they got the football with a fumble, but line judge is going to call him down.
Far side line judge pretty quick to come in and indicate that. Got to hold on to the football. You're driving a little bit on the Wildcats trying to answer back that score from a moment ago. Remember, the Trojan defense did force a 4th down. Wildcats hands on hips waiting for the Trojan O. Junior Love in the backfield with Colin. Send a man in motion. Toss it near side. Levi Blair trying to get to the edge. And Corbin Bowen's got his hands full out on the edge trying to block big number 6 for them. Jonas Stewart. That's Xander Blazing, rather. I had 2 number 6s. I was waiting for the PA guy to say it. He was taking too long. Xander Blazing, the guy on this near side. He's that DN that came in on that one play, and he's Bowen's responsibility there. So a loss of a couple on the run. Brings up a 3rd down and 9. Moore back in at quarterback. Run read. Ran right into it. They played that well. And Scott does carry that ball. He pulls that ball more times than not because that's what you want him to do. Occasionally he's going to have to give it, and really they read that perfectly, jumped all over it, and no gain on play. Brings up a 4th down and 9 for the Trojans.
Well, and you mentioned it. if you're not giving it at all, then teams are just going to start keying in on Scott Moore. And right there, it didn't even look like he was faking it. I'm going to guess that was a keep all the way. He didn't even have the ball in Bowen's hands at all. Hayden recognizes it, stays home, and able to tackle down Scott Moore before he can even get anything going. And now it's 4th down and real long.
4th down and 9 for the Trojans. Colin looking to pass. Now flushed, now losing his feet, and he is sacked. That turf came up and got him on that one. It's a huge loss and a turnover on downs by the Trojans. Boy, a drive that was so promising kind of goes backwards once they got it down inside the 30, and they end up turning it over on downs. That's officially a loss of about 8 for Colin. Too many negative numbers on that. 3 negative plays all told on that drive, and then sprinkled in there a 12-yard run and a 14-yard run, but turn it over on downs. Here with 3:47 to go first quarter. Score still 7-0. Wallmeyer, straight drop, looking near side, lets it fly. He's got a man, and he's got past the defense and makes the catch, breaks one tackle, and then barely tripped up is that dynamic playmaker on the edge, Jensen Schrickle. Schrickle's a player. You better get your hands on him.
And it's just an up-and-out route. He stops down here low. I don't know if you guys saw it on the bottom of your screen, but he stops, fakes that he's going to turn around on a comeback route. A nice little pump fake by QB, and then he just blazes past Onyebenny, able to get wide open down the field. And luckily that ball was a little underthrown, or else we would see 6 more points on the board for the Wildcats.
Handoff, straight dive to the fullback on this one for 44, Broderick Desch. He'll run forward for a gain of about 6.
And now we're seeing some leadership on the field from Scott Moore, making sure his linebackers are in the right spots, trying to get his team fired up, because right now Hayden's doing whatever they want offensively.
It's a 38-yard pass on the pass completion to get him down here to Strickle, and then a 6-yard run by Desch. Brings up 2nd down and 4 for Hayden. Handoff Desch again, this time a little bit better defense for the Trojans. Going to be close to a 1st down. 1st down marker at the 18. He does get a pass and a gain of 4 for Desch. Another 1st down up to the 18-yard line, 17-yard line.
They seem to like their matchup over on that left side of the offensive line. Able to double team Dubrava, then get up to the 2nd level. Creates a lot of space for them to run.
1st down and 10 from the 17. Wallmeyer under center. Strickle trying to pick his way through. Get your hands on 9. He is something. A water bug and fast as can be. And he scores it on a 17-yard run. That was a 38-yard reception by Strickle. And then a 17-yard touchdown run by Strickle. And a point after attempt forthcoming for the Wildcats.
And for the extra point, number 4, Mason Becker.
Becker to kick the point after for Hayden. The rain starting to come back a little bit. That one's going to be off the mark and missed. 13-0 your score. We're back at 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School football on Girard Sports Live, presented by Croc-Ham.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Hayden Wildcats lead it here at home over your Girard Trojans 13-0 on 2 possessions by the Wildcats. Trojans have gone 0 for 2 on their first. Last a turnover on downs after they had marched it down the field and got into the 30. Turn it over on downs. Hayden takes over at the Girard 37 4 plays later. 55 of those play yards all coming from one guy, and that is number 9, Jensen Strickle. They've got to find an answer for Strickle. Do the Trojans in the back end of that defense, and then you got to try to answer back offensively if you're Girard. They have moved the ball on Hayden, just weren't able to finish off that last drive. Fake it into round as Bowen slowed it down. Nice little jab step. He's got some running room on the far side. Bowen, a weapon for the Trojans, breaks out of another tackle and then knocked out of bounds beyond the 35. Another good run. This time, no Alondre on the field, although the last one was a face mask. It gave the Trojans even better field position, but they'll take this one at the 35. Mark it at the 37 officially. And you got to see things offensively, Darryl. They saw on that drive they can apply here. Just got to get it and finish it off.
The run game's got to get going as well. They had a couple holes open up for Mason Gilmore. Junior Love in there now. We'll see if he can break away, use some of that back end speed to hopefully create some more yardage for the Trojans.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Straight keeper for Cullen. Backside going forward. He'll pick up maybe a yard and a half on 1st down to break up a 2nd down and 9.
And just as a testament to what the conditions on the field are like right now, that motion Levi Blair is running there, he has run just about 100,000 times in practice, I would bet. And on that play right there, gets caught in the mud and doesn't even get in on the play because of it. So for any minute you think they're going slow out there, remember what they're running on.
Why is he throwing a flag? It was real late into the play that the far side line judge called a legal procedure against the Trojans. So false start against Girard will back him up from a 2nd down and long 8 to a 2nd down and about 13 now for the Trojans. 1:47 to play first quarter. Girard down 13-0. Strickle out there defensively as well, and I don't think we're going to have anybody that can run past him because he is fast.
Now, you might have someone that has a size advantage over him with Scott Moore, but I doubt we'll ever see Strickle lined up against him.
And certainly Clark's got a height advantage as well if you can get one out here over the top. Hard count. They'll reset. Love will scoot over to the right just a little bit. Now man in motion, turn, option, keep it. Salmons, and they read that pretty well as Siler Salmons come in at quarterback. No gain, bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's a tough read. You're asking a lot out of a young man to have to make that read on the edge. It's a very quick bang decision. What you're doing is you're analyzing that defensive end. If he comes up too quickly, then you're pitching that ball. If he comes up slowly, you're going to have to take it with you and try and run down and gain some yardage, any yardage. But right there, the Wildcats stay home. They're doing a good job right now scheming against Girard.
3rd down and 13. Salmons. Now this is Cullen. Throw it underneath. It is batted out of the air by Krintz rather. And a punting situation forthcoming here for the Trojans.
It's a tough ask for a young quarterback. Ben Cullen, only a sophomore. On those plays, and we've seen it a lot this year as well, those are not designed rollouts at all. Pocket collapses on him, so he tries to get out. It's a tough ask for him, and like I mentioned, he's just a sophomore, but getting up in the pocket there would allow him a little bit more space, even if he feels more comfortable rolling out. He'll also be able to maybe set his feet a little bit better in the future.
Good punt by Poland all the way down inside the 30-yard line, so that's where Hayden will start this drive.
Hayden will take over, 1st and 10 on his own 27-yard line.
That's not very many, though. And it's not.
Yeah, well.
And it's not doing it currently, so I'm not sure.
Got better experience than me.
Well, we'll wait and see how the Hayden internet holds up for our broadcast. We've got backup we can get to, so don't worry. Handoff near side. This is Mitchell. Mitchell picking his way through it. Trojans in pursuit, and Bowen going to have to track him out of bounds all the way out near the 35. They'll knock him out at the 36-yard line. Over 35 yards on that carry, about 37. And now deep inside Trojan territory.
And he is a fast player, but something I'd like to attest to is his vision on the field. He was making cuts out there that honestly you don't normally see a young man make out on a football field. Normally it takes a few years experience before you start seeing players make cuts to the outside and smart decisions like that. Luckily, Bowen with the speed on the outside, making the tackle, cleaning things up, and saving the Trojans 6 points.
Penciled out my math. I think it's about a 42-yard run. Handoff, straight dive dash. And he will run into the waiting arms of Blake Brokaw. But if you're getting to Brokaw in that fullback spot, then they have blocked it well at the point of attack, and I think that's the case there. And ends up being a gain of 7 on the play, bring up a 2nd down and 3.
It's one of the disadvantages of running the 3-man front. Easy to block at the point of attack. Not a lot of man up front to try and stop you on that offensive line. You're just facing off 5 versus 3, and it looks like Hayden will try and take this lead to the second quarter.
13-0 after 1 here in this regional round. The Trojans on a long road trip against one of the best in 3A. Down by 2 scores. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your fields and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. With Murphy Seed, you'll get year-round, hands-on, customized service. To learn more, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy and Murphy Seed. Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Here we go to the second quarter of action from Topeka. Hayden Wildcats hosting the Girard Trojans. It's 3A regional. Winner goes on to play the winner of Frontenac and Perry-Lecompton.
Man, a little update on that game. Frontenac does appear to be winning. Don't have a score for that, but they are in the leads early on.
Another handoff to Desch. He'll pick up 6 on a 2nd down and 4. That fullback dive, you run that option, and if you can get 6 yards on fullback dive, you feel pretty good about your chances in a game. And so far, that's what Hayden's been able to do up the middle.
And that's that style of offense they run, just ground and pound, and then eventually they'll be able to hand it off to one of those guys coming in motion around. It's the same style of offense as Girard, a little bit different setup, obviously, but, I mean, in the scheme, it's the exact same, and if it's working for one side, hopefully later on it'll end up working for the other.
Well, the key I'll give you to watch is that up front defensive-offensive line matchup. Those 3 guys have to hold those 5 guys back. If they're getting the linebackers, it's going to be tough. Here's Wallmeyer, roll out near side, flip it out for Mitchell. Good catch. Going to get a horse collar just to bring him down. That's all you got to do if you're Levi Blair, just trying to save a touchdown, because that would have easily been a really nice catch by Mitchell. So the 9-yard gain, they'll tack on a horse collar penalty to boot.
Yeah, and on that play we saw a little bit of a 4-man front, a kind of a change-up for the Trojans. They had an extra lineman come down and try and take off, and it's actually going to be called against Topeka Hayden.
Oh, no.
White Hat just signaled holding against Topeka Hayden.
Oh, man, Coach Arnold. That was right in front of him, too. And they threw that horse collar right there as well. I mean, I think he's making the wrong indication. Holy mackerel. They are going to call hold. And that was a pretty blatant horse collar tackle, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, I guess it's up to interpretation for each judge.
He went for it. He was trying to get the shoulder pads. He ended up with just the jersey and not the shoulder pad. He was reaching in towards there. I mean, he was trying to do whatever. He grabbed a hold up there, and maybe that's why it was. I just missed that one. They do call holding penalty right there at that same location.
I think that's case by case because Levi just kind of got wrapped up around his back, and maybe the judge saw they just had the back of the jersey instead of the horse collar, but
I'm going to knock all that off that I wrote down because it ends up being a holding penalty against the Trojans. Now Wallmeyer just trying to flip it out there to Strickle, and he does just that. And trying to ask Levi Blair to cover Strickle all the way across the field on that play. A real tough, tall order for him, and it'll end up getting back all the penalty yardage and a 9-yard pickup.
yeah, and it's a tough ask by the QB as well. You're throwing to a speedster out there. You got to hit him in stride, and that's not an easy throw either. He makes it perfectly, and then Strickle just flies up that sideline. Seemed like he gained yards out of thin air.
Wallmeyer over 1,500 yards passing on the season, so they can get you in the air and on the ground. Another drive for the Wildcats. Penalty flag going to come in at the snap right into the interior of the O-line. Could be a snap infraction or legal procedure of some kind against Hayden. 10:49 to go first half. Trojans down by 13. Hayden on the drive once again in a soggy playoff night here in Topeka. Let's go, boys. This is not brain surgery. It's going to be a legal procedure against Hayden. That'll back them up 5. Coach Arnold wants a reset. Looks like there's going to be a timeout. Hayden will take it along with him. Timeout on the field. Trojans backs against the wall. It'll be 2nd down and 6 when we return in 30 seconds on Girard Sports Live.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
A Trojan sack means $1 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $1 short stacks the next day. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Hayden Wildcats call the first timeout of the game. They'll be looking at a 2nd down and 6 from the 20-yard line. Had a couple of penalties here. Holding penalty a moment ago. Took a long play off, and then a legal procedure after a 9-yard completion to Strickle. And now here they are looking at a 2nd down and 6. Wallmeyer under center. Handoff, Strickle near side, trying to pick his way there, and Scott Moore on top of him at the 15-yard line, going to keep him short of the 1st down. It'll still be a gain of 5. It's being really well blocked up front. They're able to get Strickle. He's not a big guy. He's not going to run over anybody, and so he needs to get into that run and try to find that lane. And lucky for the Trojans, Scott Moore there to wrap him up.
Yeah, and it's a good job by Scott Moore to make that tackle. However, you mentioned it. The Topeka Hayden offensive line is just creating so much space. When the first man to hit Strickle is 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, you know you're creating good space as a line.
Walmart under center on a 3rd down and 1. They'll have the 1st down as he'll rumble forward for about 3 yards on 3rd and 1. Up to the 12-yard line and a 1st down for the Wildcats.
Well, that was just plain old. We're going to run it up the middle and see if you can stop me. No stunt about it, no nothing. Just hand it straight up the middle, and Big 44 rumbles for a nice little gain and a 1st down for Topeka Hayden.
Yeah, Dash 5'9", 195. He's a load. Not real tall either, so runs low to the ground. Not much to grab a hold of. Here's Mitchell. Mess caused by the Trojan D-line that time. Nice job by Benzo as he anchored down that center of that D-line. Not a whole lot there, and a gain of just 3 on the carry by Mitchell.
That's a tall ask for the Wildcats line. That center there, his job is to step in front of Benzo and try and push him to the left side. That way it creates a hole there. Then that right guard, his job is to go over on Love and push him out of the way and then get to the 2nd level. Tough ask to push Benzo out of the way in that front line.
3-yard gain on 1st down. Pass, looking back. Strickle, somebody lost 9. Don't lose 9. for a 9-yard touchdown reception for Strickle, his second of the game. We'll see if Hayden decides to go for 2 here to even up the score, or go ahead and run their point after attempt. They moved Strickle all over the field as well in motion, and so somebody lost him, and all the motion in that play went left, and number 9 was the only guy going to the right. And he was wide open on this near side, and in that much open space, he's going to be very difficult to bring down, and they'll go for 2. Wallmeyer, pass, throw it over the top, and he's got his man for the 2-point conversion to Xander Blazing. On 9 plays, started with 2:25 to go in the first quarter, and so the Wildcats put it on the Trojans on that last drive. They had some opportunities, but had some penalties as well. This will be Scott Moore fielding at the 1-yard line, trying to bounce it back. Moore going to try to use that strength and drag the pile forward. He is able to do so across the 25. Good return, about a 25-yard return for Moore, and that's where the Trojans will start this drive at their own 27-yard line with 8:52 to go first half.
Yeah, I think Moore just really wanted to run the ball there, feeling space for the Trojans. They've been backed up in their own territory all night long, besides that one drive that ended on downs.
Clark wide out to the near side. Gilmore in the backfield along with Love. Siler Salmon's a quarterback. Stretch play outside, decent hole. Man, I tell you what. Mitchell doing it on the offensive side, but he brought the wood on that one defensively as well. You better be running with some authority up there if you're the Trojans, because those linebackers are coming. And that looked like that was going to open up a lot more than it ended up doing, so just a gain of a couple.
Yeah, I like that from the Trojans, trying something new. The original stuff hasn't really been working so far, so you know what? Throw something together, see if it works, and if it doesn't, then you move on and go back to your old reliable.
More wide out near side, Clark to the far side. 2 wings in the backfield is Blair. You go 2 guys in motion, can't do that. Blair and Ashbacher not on the same page. Goes from a 2nd down and 8. It'll back them up to a 2nd down and 13.
The Trojans have been behind the chains just about the entire game. When you're left with 2nd down and 13, 2nd down and long, 3rd down and long, it's tough to get anything going, tough to get any momentum going, and the other team is just seizing upon that right now.
Second down and 13. Salmon's in at quarterback. Hammershack. Handoff up the middle. Gilmore rumbling forward. Good hard run by Mason Gilmore. He'll pick up 5 yards back up to that original line of scrimmage before the false start.
Of urgency here. Trojans can sense that clock is slowly ticking away from them, so they're going quick as quick as they can in this drive.
Hammershack in the slot, more the wide out near side. Salmon's hard count. Doesn't get him. Salmon's flushed, throws it over the middle once. Hammershack and somebody else came in there, I think took it away from him. They do make the catch. That's Clark. Hammershack and Clark basically in the same location, but it's going to be just short of a first down. Short by about 2 yards.
And it was a good route by Ashbacher over the middle. Looks like he was a little rattled after that play. If you've ever played any football, you know that route is called black. You're going over the middle because if you get hit, you're going to be seeing black afterwards. So it always takes a strong-willed individual.
You will as well. We take a quick break. 21-0. Trojans going for it on 4th down. We're back in 30 seconds.
unbelievable amount of devastation.
We'll be there for you.
We were taken care of.
We have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Judd, Lori, Lisa, or Amber in Girard for all your insurance needs.
(21-0) Trojans going for it on 4th down. It'll be more under center, trying to get those 2 yards. Hayden knows what's coming at him. Can the Trojans pick up 2? They're on a 4th down. Try that hard count. Reset. Go for it. Moore fighting forward, reaching for it, not going to have it. Needed to really get to the 41 and passed it, and just gets across, or the 36 rather, and passed it, just gets across the 35, and a turnover on downs, the second one of the game for the Trojans. Needed 2.5 and got 1.5.
And now the Trojans definitely losing the field position battle here. Hayden's going to start on the Trojans' 35-yard line. They're going to have a very short field to go. And I imagine we'll see a very quick possession here. And if you're the Trojans, you have to get a stop. This could be the turning point in the game if you do.
I don't mind the decision by Coach Philpott to go for it there. Things have not gone well. You're down by 3 scores here midway through the second quarter, so you've got to try something, and just not able to execute on 4th down. Brings up a 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats inside Trojan territory at the 35. Wallmeyer, straight drop underneath, throws it, it's got his man. And complete just across the 1st down marker, a completion of 10 yards for number 3, Connor Hanica.
Tackled by number 1, Trent Onigini. Enough for a Wildcat 1st down.
And I'm surprised to see them throwing here with such little time left in this. You got about halfway through the second quarter here. I'd imagine they'd want to run off a little bit of clock and take a large lead into halftime, but get it where you can, I suppose.
Line shift there for the Trojan D-line. Low snap. Wallmeyer gets it. Plenty of time. The southpaw lets it fly down the field. Pretty good coverage. And he came out of there with it.
That's an interception, or it
Levi
should be.
Blair in coverage came out of there with the ball. If he didn't step out of bounds, I didn't see the ball hit the ground. Blair acted like he made the catch. And now they're going to talk about it. If he stayed in bounds on that, he threw his arms up there, got tangled up with it. We'll see what they end up working it out. They're going to say he was out of bounds. I don't think they know. I don't think anybody knows necessarily. You weren't looking for that guy's feet to be in bounds in that situation. So maybe a little guessing there, but man, nice headsy play by Blair just to even get his arms up and make that fall incomplete.
And sometimes if you don't know, you go with the call of least resistance, give both teams another chance at it here. 2nd down and 10. We'll see which side the ball prevails for.
Flag behind the play, though. This one's likely coming back as the flag sits in the vicinity of a hold. And the white hat engaging with the Brava about something. Wildcats coming back. They're going to call it good. That's going to be against the Brava, I think. Whatever they end up calling here. It's going to be a 25-yard touchdown run by Wallmeyer. What was the indication of the penalty? I didn't see the hand motion.
He was holding the collar of his shirt. That's about all I got from it. But he had a little bit of an altercation there with Dubrava, so I imagine it's something.
May have been defensive holding, perhaps. I didn't see the indication from the white hat, but nonetheless, it's a timeout or a touchdown for Wallmeyer. Point after attempt on the way. And good on the kick by Becker. We're going to try to get our internet sorted out. We got a little bit of some glitching going on in our Wi-Fi here at Hayden, not holding up quite as well. We'll switch that over, and we'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football. See if that helps a little bit on the internet situation. Doesn't appear to be working. But we'll do our best here and get through this first half. Perhaps 5:44 to go in it. Things have not gone exactly the best for the Girard Trojans. And they knew they were going to be up against one here in this Hayden Wildcat team. They've been top of 3A all season long, and you can see why. They've got some weapons around the place. They play hard-nosed football up front as well, and now a touchback will bring the ball out for the Trojans, trying to get something going. The rain's starting to pick up just a little bit here as well. Got less than ideal scenario up here in Topeka for us, but doing the best we can, and obviously not going the way we wanted it to for the Trojans. Just try to get going. The best way to dig yourself out of a hole is put down the shovel, and so that's what we need to do right now and start working towards some of that success they had early on offensively, able to move the ball at times with some plays. So that's been probably the biggest bright spot for the Trojans, just not able to cap off those drives. Love the running back. Calling in at quarterback. They'll flip it outside for Bowen, trying to get him in some open space, and sure tackling there for Hayden with Blazing, pulling down Bowen after just a modest gain. Penalty flag out there as well.
Well, it's going to go against Topeka Hayden. I didn't quite see what it was.
Overly communicative official. Talks a lot out there. I can hear him chatting, but he didn't. Not real clear on his indications over here. I'm usually pretty good about picking those up. I'm just maybe missing them. I'm not sure.
Well, I saw the sign, but I've never seen that sign be called.
Now Coach Arnold's asking the same question. He's going to call the white hat over here to figure that out. Hayden wants a timeout to chat about it as well, so we'll try to figure out what the penalty is. We'll take a quick break. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football.
Hello, Four States. This is Jay Hatfield with Jay Hatfield Motorsports. We've been serving the Four States area with motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides, plus offering you parts and service since 2005. We have two convenient locations, Pittsburgh and Joplin, selling quality brands such as Polaris, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Can-Am, and Suzuki. Jay Hatfield has a huge inventory available for immediate delivery. We offer financing options and an extensive selection of accessories. Most important, we're making deals. Come in and get your fun started today at Jay Hatfield Motorsports in Pittsburgh or Joplin.
Still not entirely sure what the penalty was. I'm pretty sure Coach Arnold's not sure either. He got a full explanation during that whole timeout. But it's good for the Trojans, and we'll take it. Across the 35, up near the 36-yard line. Handoff Love. He'll fall for it. Good gain on first down, 3 yards up to the 40-yard line for Junior Love.
Ball carried by number 8, Lamont Love. Tackled by the Wildcats, number 60, Julian McGivern.
Just a quick little gain of 3. And you got 4 plays to get 10 yards. 3 yards a play works out for you. However, time-wise, it's not ideal.
Clark will be the wide out near side. Love in the backfield with Colin this time. Send Ashbacher around. He'll reset. Keeper by Colin. Well read. Ben's got a. It hurts the same whether you're going at full speed at him or if you kind of brace for it. It's gonna hurt worse, in fact. And Ben looking for that contact coming up there. If he keeps his feet going, he might have an opportunity for a first down, but ends up just being held short. Still a good gain of 6 yards.
And that was well blocked by our offensive line. The 4-4 defense for Topeka Hayden. They bring out one of their linebackers. That had been the Mike on that play, and he's blitzing that C gap. Colin just running to the opposite side. No chance for him to get a hit on him.
Need to get this third down conversion. Love stood up. I'm telling you what, linebacker play for Hayden pretty good, and that's their leading tackler, Krentz, coming up from that spot right down Broadway. That you're looking for, his name?
Yeah, just making sure I got it right. I saw 22 come flying up from his linebacker spot. I mean, he just read it perfectly from the start. He knew where it was going, and he made the good tackle on him as well. Sometimes it's hard to wrap up Love, but he's able to do it there. Well, now we got a lot of discussion over on the sideline. It's eventually going to be a timeout for Coach Philpott.
I don't know if we're on.
Oh, yeah.
Another timeout taken. Rain coming down. It's a 4th down. We'll keep it right here. 3:25 to play in this first half. We do have the GM Bank halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. We'll recap this first half, whether we want to or not. Chat a little bit about this one here at halftime. Get you ready for second half action. The Trojans is trying to convert a 4th down.
It's just absolutely pouring now. The rain has done nothing but pick up since early in that first quarter. And now we are flying down. It's going to just get wetter and a little bit muddier down there on that field, which unfortunately plays in the favor of Topeka Hayden. However, I think the Trojans are going to come out in the second half, regroup a little bit, especially after a scoring drive here. And if they regroup, get things back together, I imagine this second half team will come out and make a push for a comeback.
Got to convert here on this 4th down, however. Going to have the first down. Will the Trojans? Good run for Junior Love. Needed 1.5 and got well over that. Nearly 9 yards on the carry for Love. And a first down, and a desperately needed first down for the Trojans.
It looked like Topeka Hayden was preparing for the Ben Colon keeper. Something we see from the Trojans often is they'll just run a little keeper. Ben Colon takes the snap and just runs through the B gap on that right side. They were preparing for him. They weren't ready for that handoff to Love. And Love able to break it free, gets a lot of yardage, and then finally picked up by the free safety.
Another dive by Junior Love. He's getting a nice run there up the middle. A penalty flag going to come in at the end of the play as well. And stripes are a factor in this one.
I'm wondering what the call is going to be. I think they're going to get holding on the, yeah, it's going to be holding at the end of the play there. I believe they're going to get Humble here on the near side. He had just gotten a hold of that Topeka Hayden jersey and ended up dragging him down with them. And that would be the reason that there was so much space there for Love.
Number 6, Xander Blazing. There's a 3rd down and 10 for the Trojans.
Junior Love getting a catch, picking up 7 yards. The penalty yards back up to the original line of scrimmage. Does bring up a 3rd down and 10 from the 46-yard line inside Hayden territory. Little shovel pass inside for Amershak, and it's going to be batted out of the air, incomplete. And bring up 4th down.
Yeah, I like the design. They had that end coming so quickly up that other side. You can see it there on the play. He's going straight at Colon. His eyes were on Colon. He was ready to hit him. That shovel pass was perfectly played. Ashbacher was there for it. He was just a little bit behind him. If that's in front of him, potentially some more yards. But, of course, that linebacker line for the Topeka Hayden Wildcats has been firing on all cylinders so far in this game.
So a 4th down and 10 from the Hayden 46-yard line for the Trojans. Minute 52 to go first half, down by 4 scores. We're starting to get the rain really picking up on us here. Colin trying to hand it off on the end around to Moore, and that took too long, and those guys are really disrupting it down inside there. Desch even came out of there with the football, but forward progress was stopped and another turnover on downs.
Well, and the idea of that play is that you have one man faking one way, you fake the end around to him, something you've run so far this game, and then you have Scott Moore come back around, you give him the ball, go in misdirection across the defense, and hopefully that opens up some yardage for him, gets him a little space to work. It does not work from the get-go, and now Hayden has the football in prime territory.
They'll start at their own 47-yard line. Wallmeyer, straight drop, lets it fly. Trojans fell down, and a lot of running room out there for Hanukkah down the sidelines. And he'll pick up a penalty flag all the way back there at the line of scrimmage, however.
There is a flag on the play.
We're in a bad situation up here, folks. I'm telling you right now with the rain. There is more electronics and such. And I mostly own it all. Probably owe Josh Smith just a little bit money yet on some of these equipment, so don't listen, Josh. Not good. Pretty torrential downpours up here. We may have to make some decisions at halftime, folks, and they're not going to be pleasant ones.
Well, you know,
we're in a not a good position here.
Actively, my windbreaker jacket is covering our power strip.
I've had worse. The wind flipping the water around is the biggest challenge we got. Not ideal. We could go kick Evan out at halftime and relocate if we absolutely had to.
Yeah, we're more important than him.
Toss sweep far side. Strickle. Man, he's fast. Goodness gracious. Sakes alive. Down the sidelines he goes, and he is Gandhi. 53-yard touchdown run. And a holding penalty. Going to bring it all back. Flags on that far side. And they will pull this one back. I mean, the officials on about every other play on my call sheet have had something to say about something.
Well,
Strickle is lightning fast.
Makes sense why he had so much room, though. If you got holding penalties flying everywhere, it's the easiest way to stop a defender from getting anywhere. It's just to hold him down.
Does knock off a 53-yard touchdown run, though. And Strickle looking for his third touchdown of the night. That one gets pulled off the board. You just feel like he could kind of do that about every time he touches the ball. You really got to keep him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get in open space. Big penalty, though, man. Look at that. From a 53-yard touchdown all the way back inside the 35.
The setup of that play was weird, too. He was way off the line of scrimmage, almost lined up right behind the left tackle getting ready to play. I don't even know. They just straight toss it to him. No design to it whatsoever besides the toss. And he just gets it and goes pretty much straight forward down that sideline.
So a first and a country mile. And this time bottled up. See what we're talking about. Levi Blair gets out there on the edge and keeps Strickle inside. And a nice positive play there defensively for the Trojans.
You got to give it to Strickle. He wasn't afraid to take on contact there. He saw he wasn't going to get much, so he just lowers the shoulder pads and tries to get a few yards out of it. Luckily, gets back to the line of scrimmage, or possibly just a gain of one there for the Wildcats.
Second down and 23 for Hayden. And they're not a big rush. Under a minute to play now here, first half. Likely going to be okay going to the locker room. Trojans would like to get there. Good handle there. Nice play defensively for the Trojans. Is making that the line of scrimmage. Scott Moore limiting just a gain of a couple, and that could be the final play of this first half.
Mark your words.
Hayden going to take a timeout. Coach Arnold going to take his final timeout with 23.9 seconds to play. We will take it along with him. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan Football on Girard Sports Live.
Call service is outstanding in their field. especially for those that are stuck, well, out standing in their field. Coles carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Coles continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Coles Service, 620-724-4121. See more at ColesServiceLLC.com.
Wildcats use their final timeout here in the first half with 23.9 seconds to play, looking to maybe draw something to get back that touchdown they just had taken off the board from a penalty a moment ago. We'll see. Up by 4 touchdowns in the first half here, taking that timeout to draw something up on a 3rd and 19. Wallmeyer. Straight drop, now looking downfield. He wants Desch out of the backfield. The big fella has to play defense, and nice play there. That's a single route with the big fullback coming out of there, trying to sneak him out of the backfield, and Bowen nothing doing with it. Well defended 4th down.
And that's a tough task by the offensive line. You got to block for a long time there. They're faking one end around, another end around, and you got to leave enough space for your fullback to get through. And it all works like clockwork for the Wildcats. They're performing right now. However, allowing that much time for your fullback to get that far down the field is saying something for this offensive line, and it's a testament to how they've played the entire game.
Unable to get the stop are the Trojans. Bowen coming over to swap that one out. He'll back up to go punt. Return with 16 seconds left. See if 10 can make something happen here in the waning moments of this first half. Wildcats late to run on a punt team member. Wallmeyer, the punter. This one's going to go skyrocketing straight up in the air. Short kick. Going to take a Trojan roll as well to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will start this drive with 16.8 seconds to play.
Yeah, thank God we found that plastic earlier to put on that camera.
First punt of this game for Hayden that the Trojans have forced. And now what do you got drawn up here for 16.8? If you're the Girard Trojans, you certainly want to try to make something happen, but the conditions aren't great. You're not in a great part of the field necessarily at the 40. Got to be sure you don't make a mistake that gives them an even bigger jump going into the locker room.
Yeah, but my mind's thinking you got to go for it here. That's my heart. That's what my heart's saying, but my brain is saying maybe take it easy and go into halftime.
Colin being a quarterback. Gilmore in the backfield. Colin. Play action. Rolling. Has time. Pull it down and run, young man. Colin running towards the sideline. And he'll have the first down across midfield. Clock keeps running, though, as they're not able to stop it. And we'll see what the Trojans, they do end up stopping the clock. But it should be set for play as soon as this ball goes. They'll wind it. That should be the final play. No, Coach Philpott's going to take a timeout. Well, we'll keep it right here once again as we've got the GM Bank halftime show coming your way in just a little bit. We'll look around the area, see if there's some scores to update you on. Plenty of action here in the regional round of the playoffs across the great state of Kansas. We've got 4 games going on our network tonight. Tonganoxie on the road at Fort Scott. Spring Hill on the road at Mill Valley. We've got this one obviously here in Columbus at Prairie View on our network of schools. Johnson County Community College Regional Soccer also coming up this weekend. If you want to catch some junior college soccer, Daryl, you were going to catch some junior college soccer, weren't you?
I was hoping to, but it's Niece's birthday. You got to go catch Niece's birthday, as much as I'd love to work.
Got to do that, yeah. Daryl has been afflicted with the broadcast bug, and so his life is ruined.
Something like that.
Oh, no. It's as good a life as you can live.
Never quite stops, though.
Nope. Last play here likely of this first half. Cullen looking to pass on this play. He'll have to keep it, drop it down, and that will be the final play of the first half. Trojans Up against a little bit of a buzzsaw here in the Topeka Hayden Wildcats. Held their own in the final half of that first half, though, so a little bit to talk about perhaps. Trojans were able to move the ball as well. Plenty to chat about here as we kick off the GN Bank halftime show. GN Bank providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. We have the GN Bank halftime show coming up next on Girard Sports Live.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Communicating with current and potential customers is a must in the world of business. Advertising is nothing more than communication and an invitation. Look no further than Norris Advertising, offering a wide variety of services from billboards, radio across the 4 states, and digital ad services like ZTV, YouTube, geofencing, streaming, and more beyond the local view. Looking to upgrade your storefront? Norris Advertising is your go-to for local digital sign sales. Norris Advertising. Get your ads to work.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Back out here on the GN Bank halftime show, BJ Harris, Daryl McLeod, high atop Topeka Hayden High School's press box here in a pretty solid rain still coming down here at halftime, and it was raining early on against the Trojans with this Topeka Hayden team leading it here at the halftime break, 28-0. You can see that score there on the scoreboard as the Trojans trail by 4 touchdowns. They kind of stopped the bleeding just a little bit. As we look back, it's time for our Eye on the Game, brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. As we take a look back at this first half, Kennar Eye Care is making sure you can see what you're looking at. Kennar Eye Care with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard. Nice addition several years ago to the Girard community in Kennar Eye Care, and they're continuing to invest in the community in Pittsburgh as well. They're here to help their valued customers. Learn more at KennarEyeCare.com. Trojans had the ball to begin the game, went 3 and out. And punted away. Hayden would start their drive at the Trojan 49-yard line, pretty good field position, and 6 plays later they would have their first touchdown of the game, a 21-yard touchdown run by Mitchell. Caden Mitchell, their star running back, and he was a factor both offensively and defensively in this game. Trojans would get it back. That would be their best drive of the game. They would go 7 plays. They'd have a 12-yard run by Gilmore, a 14-yard run by Scott Moore. But that drive eventually stalled out, ends on a long sack play, turn it over on downs with 3:47 to go in the first quarter. Hayden would come right back 4 plays later, a 17-yard run by Strickle. He also had a 38-yard reception on that play, or on that drive as well. Made it 13-0 after a missed point after attempt. Trojans forced to punt on their next drive, and Hayden would take a 3-score lead. Again, Strickle, this time a 9-yard run. He also had runs of 5 on that drive. The biggest play on that one, a 41-yard run by Mitchell to set them up for a chance to have pretty good field position after that run. And then they, 8 plays later, punched it into the end zone. Trojans get it back. They eventually turn it over on downs. Hayden would get it back, and they would eventually punch in their 4th touchdown of the first half on a 25-yard touchdown carry by quarterback Wallmeyer. And then the Trojans would get it back. They'd turn it over on downs. Trojans would force the first and only punt of the first half for the Wildcats. And then we would go to halftime. And so most of that scoring in the front half of the first half of the game. And so the Trojans maybe started to figure out a little bit defensively. The weather conditions certainly aren't helping it that much as well. But the Trojans offensively have really struggled against this Hayden defense. We'll see if they can have some more. We've got plenty more halftime analysis as we roll on through the GN Bank halftime show. Got some scoring updates as well, some halftime stats to pass along to you. All that and more coming up next on the GN Bank halftime show on Girard Sports Live.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do-it-yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Call's service is outstanding in their field, especially for those that are stuck, well, outstanding in their field. Call's carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Call's continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Call's Service, 620-724-4121. See more at callservicellc.com.
Our whole vision of becoming the four-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
Rain still coming down here in Topeka. 28-0 your score here at halftime. Trojans trailing the Hayden Wildcats. Got some scores to update from around the area?
Yeah, taking a look around the league. In our bracket specifically, just for right now, things going on. You got a tight game in Frontenac. We talked about Frontenac having a good chance to move on to the sectionals, but they're in a dogfight right now. 14-6 they lead over Perry-Lecompton. And then another little look around. Wellsville's leading 16-0. That was in the second quarter. Hope to get a halftime update on that as we keep going. Prairie View and Columbus. Prairie View was up 21-0 last we saw that. They're in the third quarter action right now. Tonganoxie playing a tight little game against Fort Scott. 22-12 is the score up there. St. Mary's Colgan in a little bit of a dogfight with Riverside. Last score update we had would have been 19-0. St. Mary's Colgan was leading over them. And those are just some of the scores from around the league. If you guys have any updates on them, please let us know as you can, because we like to keep people updated on that, and it'd be nice to know for everyone else.
Yeah, send those to Daryl.
Yeah. Not BJ.
Those halftime numbers brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie. Dirt is heavy. So trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving, specializing in septic systems, water lines, installs and repairs, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. If it needs moved, those folks at B&B Excavating can make it happen. Give them a call at 620-724-2735. Just one of the many sponsors that help bring you Girard Sports Live up here in Topeka on a Friday night. Happy we can do it. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. Second half action coming up around the corner. You're watching Girard High School football here in the playoffs on Girard Sports Live.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your fields and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. With Murphy Seed, you'll get year-round, hands-on, customized service. To learn more, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage, Matt Murphy and Murphy Seed.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do it yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. Trojan fans can find us at 408B North Grand in Pittsburgh or call 620-232-7305. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Back out one final time here on the GM Bank Halftime Show. BJ Harris, Daryl McLeod, Topeka Hayden High School. Most of the Topeka area schools play at Hummer Sports Complex. All the public schools, they've got their own facility here right outside of the high school here, just off Gage Boulevard on I-70 Interstate. Not hard to find, really. Hard to find touchdowns, though, for the Trojans, as right now trailing 28-0 as we start this second half.
Yeah, I was going to mention, you never want your first kickoff to come at halftime, especially if you're receiving the ball first. And unfortunately, it's just been kind of a end zone-less day for the Trojans so far.
Trojans threatened once. They had very good field position. They had a good return by Bowen, and then they got a penalty tacked onto that. Started a drive just inside Hayden territory. Marched it down inside the 25, but couldn't convert. It's been about their best chance to score here. Fielded at the 15-yard line, center return, big hole, big gap, and Mitchell going to run it up there and breaking tackles after first contact. Tacks on another 15 yards all the way deep inside Trojan territory on a return of about 50 yards for Mitchell. Cade Mitchell, he's a factor for this Hayden Wildcat team. So they will have very good field position, Will Hayden, as they'll start this drive inside Trojan territory at the 42-yard line.
I think I'd like to see Strickle and him race. That kid was moving there on that kickoff return. He had some space, and he took advantage of it, got it all the way into Trojan territory, and now set up for a very good drive to start off the second half.
It was a good run. He races Strickle. It's going to be like me trying to race you. It would look similar, I think. He's fast. He'll go in motion here. Little slip by Mitchell off the handoff, but able to keep his feet and rumbles forward for a gain of about 12 on first down. First play from scrimmage here of this second half, a 12-yard gain by Cade Mitchell.
Mitchell has a very good build for a running back. He's quick. We mentioned that earlier. He's shifty. He's got good vision, and he runs very low to the ground as well, something we see very often with high school runners. They run very up high. They get hit up high, and it's easy for a tackler to bring them down around the legs as well. But 25, man, he keeps it low. Mitchell has been a good running back for this Wildcat team.
First down and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Wildcats. Wallmeyer under center. Handoff near side. Trying to pick his way through. There is Strickle. And Strickle just finds the hole in the defense. He'll run forward for a gain of 14 on first down. Back-to-back first down runs for the Wildcats.
Well, he got that handoff, and he was almost shocked that he wasn't hit immediately. He was kind of preparing for that contact, and then he kind of looked up and said, wow, I got a lot of open space here. And then Strickle doing Strickle things. He just takes off, finds a couple holes, and is slippery when it comes to being tackled. Gets a nice little gain, first down and 10, and the Wildcats have not come out with any different demeanor in this second half.
Trojans on their heels a little bit as the Wildcats have first down and 10 inside the 20. Handoff Desch, the fullback. He'll finally be bottled up and brought down. Stood up for the Trojans first by Robert Larson. Larson first contact after a gain of 8 on the fullback dive.
And you got to give it to him. He only had about 4 yards there at first contact, and he just kept pushing. He was carrying the load on his back and able to carry it for a gain of 8. Now just second down and 2. Wildcats have been ahead of the chains all game long, and that's the reason they've had such success, especially coming down here in the red zone.
Second down and 2 from the 10-yard line. Wallmeyer handoff Desch, trying to make a cut outside, breaks off one would-be tackler. Desch working towards the goal line, going to be just short. And from the 10, he'll have a first down up to the 2-yard line, 8-yard gain.
And that's a beautiful design for the Wildcats. It's a counter play, so they're faking going one way and coming back the other. The entire offensive line is chopping down on the Trojan defensive line, and then they're pushing out Dubrava or going out to that next level where it'd be Levi Blair. They pick up the blockers. Desch gets around that first point of contact, and after that, he pretty much has a lot of room to run, and you can see it there down to just 2 yards left of this drive.
First down and goal from the 2 for the Wildcats. Trying to take a 5-score lead. Turn, handoff, Strickle. He'll be brought down. He's not going to make it. Well played there. That's Blake Brocob coming down from that linebacker spot to get him at the point of contact, and they'll have to take another crack at it from the 1 this time.
Brocob going over the top, kind of just belly flopped on the Strickle there. It's an interesting tactic to bring him down, but whatever gets him tackled, because he hasn't been tackled much tonight.
Just a modest gain of 1 to bring up second down and 1.
Modest gain for him, for sure. He's averaged about 30 yards a play tonight.
A modest gain would be a touchdown at this point. Wallmeyer under center. Trojans show blitz. Turn, handoff. Desch, touchdown.
Superman dive.
1-yard touchdown run for their big fella, Broderick Desch, 5'9", 195-pound senior fullback. Puts in the 5th touchdown of the game for the Wildcats. They'll come on to kick the point after attempt.
And even though we are in the playoffs, the 35-point rule still does stand. If that 35 points deficit is had by the Trojans, then a running clock will start.
Point after attempt here by Mason Becker. Kick is up, plenty of leg, and it's good. 35-0 Trojans trail here on the road in the regionals of the playoffs. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Girard High School football on Girard Sports Live.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
$35-0 Trojans down here on the road. Number 6 seed against the number 3 seed Wildcats. Wildcats coming in with a record of 8-1. Trojans 6-3. Hayden plays in a really good 3A conference up here. Trojans have had plenty of practice as well this year in the CNC with Frontenac Raiders and a good one with Perry Lecompton. They'll fake that end around. Bowen trying to find a spot in the return and able to get it up to the 30. It's been a nice bright spot for the Trojans. Has been kickoff return. Had unfortunately too many chances at it here tonight. And so the Trojans will start this drive. They will start it at the 30, just across the 30-yard line, first down and 10, 8:33 to play in this third quarter. Salmon's in at quarterback for Girard. Handoff, Love, good hole. And a good gain on first down up across the 35, up near the 36-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4.5.
And
5.
Doing some research on the Acacia rule book, it appears that it's a 45-point difference in the playoffs. So good news for Trojans that they'll have a little bit more time to try and come back in this game.
Second down and 5. Salmons lost his footing, and Seiler nice to be able to just get a little something out of that. It didn't develop very nicely, even lost a little slip there, but able to fall forward for a gain of a couple. And it'll bring up a third down and long 3, short 4. Or just a straight up 4. I think that's just straight up good old-fashioned 4. I was trying to hedge it just a little bit for the Trojans.
Yeah.
Need to get to the 41 for a first down. Ball sits at the 37. Morin at quarterback. Low snap. And a penalty flag comes flying in as well. We're going to have a legal procedure likely against the Trojans. So 3rd and 4 is hard enough. 3rd and 9 is real hard. Two guys moving at the same time.
On the Trojans.
Probably again. I didn't see the actual movement, but so now from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 9.
After the penalty brings up 3rd down and 9 for the Trojans.
It looks like another score update. Thomas Aquinas beating Pittsburgh High School 21-0 in the third quarter. Just a little over 4 minutes left in that third quarter. A little beat down up north for Pittsburgh as well.
Salmons back in at quarterback on a 3rd down and 9. Rolling to the right. Got a defender. Lets it fly. Once more. Ball's up in the air. Still to be fought for and intercepted. Intercepted by Mitchell, and he's got a blocker out in front of him. Gannon Clark's got to try to make a play. Not able to do it. Love trying to rip him down. And Mitchell, Salmons trying to escort him out. And finally, it will be a Larson escorting him out of bounds. There's a penalty flag all the way back at the original line of scrimmage. Or before the penalty, I guess, the 37-yard line. And so it will be an interception. Almost positive of that. Maybe. Again, hand signals I've never seen before.
Well, it looked kind of like how they teach blocking in flag football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to keep the hands together.
He brings his hand and his wrist together, his hands and his wrist on top of each other, and then puts his fist together in front of his chest. Somebody, please. Coach Herlocker, I know you're listening. Look that up real quick. He puts his two hands on top of each other in a fist motion, and then puts two fists together in front of his chest. I pride myself. I mean, I knew all these signals by the time I was 8 years old. I pride myself in knowing official hand signals, and I've had two of them tonight. Inexplicatory. A roughing the passer on a run play, I think.
Yeah.
A horse collar that was pretty obvious, I thought. Yeah. So we're not on the same wavelength, him and I.
No, and I take a class in college that actually the teacher is a referee, and he teaches some of those hand signals.
And you ever seen that one?
Nope, not yet.
Take that back to him. I'm sure I'm wrong. I've been married long enough to know when to be wrong. Strickle. Big run again. Good luck. Well, he had a 53-yarder called back. And this time it will not be called back. No penalty flags, 53-yard touchdown run.
I suppose in the end the ball doesn't lie. Or I guess Strickle doesn't lie. He has run for just about whatever he wanted. It's like he's the only player out there, and they're just letting him do whatever he wants on that offensive side. That kid can fly as well, and he's proven it and proving that he wants to move on to the sectionals.
His third touchdown of the game for Strickle. Makes it 41-0 here, 6:28 to go third quarter. Becker to kick it up. Snaps back, holds down, kick is on its way. And it's good. 42-0, Trojans down, 6:28 to play third quarter. We're back at 30 seconds. You're watching Girard Sports Live.
Why settle for less than the best? Croc-Can's gigabit fiber optic internet is now available to Pittsburgh, Frontenac, and Fort Scott, and many rural areas in between. Croc-Can has the best speeds, the best reliability, the best service, the best support, and is overall the best value on all ultra-high-speed internet. If you want the best home internet connecting as many devices, all without equipment rentals, contracts, or overages, it is the time to switch to the best. It's time to switch to Croc-Can.
A 53-yard touchdown run after an interception gets the ball to the Wildcats. The big long return on the interception was called back because of a penalty. But one play later, Strickle, who was put on a display here, Nick Jensen Strickle, 5'10", 150-pound wide receiver. And he's one of those guys you occasionally will see at the college level that they utilize because of that speed, end-around, slot-type guy. And I'm not sure if he's getting that kind of recognition or not, but he's certainly a factor here on the high school field. And kickoff going to roll out of bounds. Trojans will get good field position, but offensively have really struggled to move the ball against this Wildcat defense.
Well, and field position is still not going to be all that different from where they've returned the ball all night long. A little bit ahead of where they've been, but overall the Trojans have done a good job on the return team getting ahead of the chains. However, when that offense comes on the field, the Wildcats defense seems to take over a little bit. And this is the time you need to put together a drive. The game is starting to slip away from them. Everyone can see that, but it's time for pride. Your pride's got to take in at some point, and you got to just put something together here for your own merit and for your ride home so you can have something to talk about, something to build forward coming next season.
Handoff, Milt Gilmore, good cut outside. Mason Gilmore, good run on first down. He'll pick up nearly 10. He'll be just short of a first down up near the 44-yard line. So Gilmore's giving him a little bit of a burst when he's had his opportunities in there tonight.
And
does not get a very good spot. Ends up only being a gain of 8. Shaved about a yard off that.
It's going the right direction. A nice little 8-yard gain, maybe 9-yard gain if you had looked at it a little closer. But still, I mean, you go out there and you do what you've done always. And if now it's starting to break open, maybe that Wildcat defense starting to get a little bit lazier. Maybe you can cheat a little bit.
Calling it quarterback, handoff again for Gilmore. He'll have the first down just across the 45-yard line and up to the 46, a gain of 3 on second down and 2 for Gilmore, and a first down for Girard.
And Gilmore still running hard late in this game. You got about 6 minutes left here in the third quarter, and he still picks up a first down there for the Trojans, trying to keep the team alive. There's been crazier comebacks out there, BJ.
Yeah.
It ain't over until she starts singing, you know what I mean?
That's right. Got to start right now, though. First down and 10 across the 45 at the 46. This time all over Gilmore as they jump that one quickly. Comes flying in there for Hayden. Colt Ellerman at that defensive spot. Got past his guy to be in the backfield. No gain on the play. Bring up second down and 10.
And it looked there like there was just a miscommunication on the offensive line. Too many people moving past that second level when really you got to stay with your front line and get that first initial push. But it looked there like 3 or 4 of the offensive linemen were moving forward to that second level, looking ahead before taking care of the guy in front of them.
Moore, the wide out to the far side, near side Clark. Blair goes in motion. Straight dive. Again, handoff for Gilmore, and he'll fall forward for a gain of maybe a yard. Brings up third down and 9 now for the Trojans. Inside 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Rain still coming down. We're still marginally dry.
We shout out to this Topeka Hayden colored tent that I brought up.
It's doing the job so far. Beggars can't be choosers, and we are beggars. 2 wide receivers near side on a third down and 9. Fake toss, fake the back, coming the other direction, and Colin turns it up right up the middle, across midfield, inside Hayden territory to the 49. Bring up a fourth down and 5, and Trojans are going to go for it mode here.
Just been a couple of lapses like that throughout the season. Not all the players seem to be on the right page in the playbook, and when you're going to bring out some trick plays like that where you're faking an end around, faking a toss sweep, and then handing it off going the other direction, you have to all be on the same page. Pulling guard was there. Ball carrier was not. Colin makes what he can out of it.
Colin rolling, pressured, sacked. Came from both sides on Ben Colin. He really didn't have much to do with it. A big loss on the play, a loss of about 8, and a turnover on downs for the Trojans.
Yeah, 52 just came unblocked off that near side. He just flew past. It's almost like he was prepared for the rollout. He was just staying outside, making sure Colin was contained in the middle, and he didn't let him outside of him in the end. And, of course, it's a sack, turnover on downs, and now the Wildcats just trying to just add on to their already huge lead.
Mitchell, oh boy, oh gosh. There's a lot of water on top of this tent, I'm afraid, that we're not aware of, just kind of waiting.
Yep.
Biding its time.
Yes, it is. I'm actually scared to step outside the tent. When you left a minute ago, I was real worried that you were just going to get a little shower.
I made it back. Despite all the, they've made multiple announcements about no alcohol in here, so I'm not sure I was walking into down there, but we made it. We made it back from the restroom break.
Man, it's cold water too. It ain't.
It's getting it a little bit here.
It's not one of those summer rains. We are deep into fall now.
Second down and 9 for the Wildcats. Wallmeyer still throwing the ball. Flips it out. It's got Strickle. Strickle escorted out of bounds by Newton for a gain of about 7, maybe 8 yards.
Well, it appears that this offense really has no limits. They're still throwing, even with this large lead.
In the rain.
And you almost got to think that this is them practicing for next week. Most likely they'll face off against Frontenac. Frontenac now with a 22-6 lead over Perry-Lecompton. And they may like facing off against that secondary of the Frontenac Raiders. So maybe Coach sees something and is going to try it out here, and we'll see what goes further for the Wildcats. But it seems like the playbook has not closed at all.
Third down and 1. Wallmeyer under center. Dash right behind him. Near side Strickle. Ball comes loose. Ball's out. Fumble on the ground. Trojan ball. First bright spot of an otherwise fairly dark evening as the Trojans force a turnover on a punched out ball. Again, that rain is really coming down, and Strickle had the first down, but the ball punched out from behind him, and Trojans get a turnover.
Well, maybe I understand why they're throwing the ball. Strickle seemed a little more comfortable catching it than he did on the handoff there. Never really had it in his arms, and then a well-placed swat. I didn't get to see the number of the Trojan linebacker that came in and punched that ball out, but a big paw able to strip that fumble free, and then Bowen comes up with it in the end.
So Trojans force a turnover back. Out there is Siler Sammons. Turn, handoff, Gilmore. He's getting the bulk of the carries here in this second half. He'll fall forward for a gain of a couple.
Stop by number 22, Jude Chris. There is good for 2 yards, brings up second down and 8 for the Trojans.
Now we get to see what goes through the mind of Coach Philpott. Here in this game, you got a large deficit on the board. Not a lot of time to work with either. What do you start calling? What do you start running? I mean, clearly we've been running the ball a lot.
Weather really plays a factor in this
as
well. You can't really do the things you would probably do in this situation because it may go bad and the rain's just getting worse. Sammons throws it out. He's got his man, those. Levi Blair up near the first down marker. He's going to be close. I think he's going to be short. It'll bring up a third down and short, but a 7.5-yard pass. Just talked about throwing the ball, and the Trojans able to connect.
Well, and it's what you got to start doing. Salmon's trying to speed things up a little bit, get his team to the line, hopefully get a couple more plays off before the end of this third quarter. But a completed pass is one step closer to where you need to be.
Third down and 1. Moore, keep it. Big hole right side. Hit a little bit of the slippery slopes out there as well as he tried to change direction. They got the first down across the 40 up near the 42-yard line, and Trojans will move the chains after the turnover.
Yeah, slippery slopes indeed. Not playing on the turf. Of course, I'm not really sure if it would be better on turf or better on the grass. I can't really say I've had either of those experiences.
Turf companies will tell you it will. I know that.
Well, thank you to Mammoth Sports.
Yes, thank you. That's nice.
The turf is always best.
This reminds me of the color of this is a late fall Trojan Frank Jameson field back in the day in the Bermuda grass, and that started to become a bit of a hassle. And it always looked like this come November. You wanted to be playing on brown grass. That meant things were going well. Handoff, Bowen trying to pick his way through, and sure tackling there from the Wildcats. That time tackle made by Xander Blazing rather.
And we're starting to see Scott Moore open up that offense a little bit. We've been seeing keep all night long. Finally, he hands off to Bowen. Still not much doing on the play, but you like to see things being switched up. He likes to keep that defense honest at least. But at the very least, you just want to at least gain some few yards. And second down and long, you got to try something new.
Siler Sammons back in at quarterback. Gilmore right behind him. And that's the end of the third quarter. We head to the fourth. Trojans up against a tough team here in the Hayden Wildcats. Fourth quarter coming your way next on Girard Sports Live.
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your fields and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. With Murphy Seed, you'll get year-round, hands-on, customized service. To learn more, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage, Matt Murphy and Murphy Seed.
When it comes to your health care, you have a choice. Choose to stay local. Choose Girard Medical Center. For over 100 years, Girard Medical Center has been a part of the community, and they work every day to meet the healthcare needs of those they serve. With 6 locations in Southeast Kansas and an ever-expanding list of inpatient and outpatient services, you just don't have to travel anymore to get quality cutting-edge care, including many services you won't find elsewhere. Proud to serve Girard and the surrounding area. Learn more at girardmedicalcenter.com.
42-0 Trojans down here on the road. Could be the final game here of the year, likely wrapping up this football season, but trying to go out with some effort here and some grit on the road. Salmons now flushed, now looking. Salmons lets it fly, throws it up. Moore came back to him, and Salmons laid it up there. Salmons was trying to throw it over the top of the defense. If Moore keeps running, it may have made it that far. Moore is starting to work his way back, which is the thing to do also, and so just a little miscommunication there, threw it up, and now an interception after the turnover forced by the Trojans.
Yeah,
they will give it right back.
That's a tough ask by any player because your instinct is normally to go to where the ball's going to be. And when you're rolling out way deep like that as a receiver, you're probably thinking, man, is my quarterback really going to be able to make this throw? So it's a bang-bang decision. Salmons ended up showing off the arm strength, able to get it up there. So, yeah, it would have worked out if more, but that's still a tough decision to make as a receiver and as a quarterback.
And the defender was still going to be there if the ball was thrown.
Well, you're just trying to bet that your guy's better than their guy.
In that instance, you'd have liked your chances. Here's, down goes Desh. The Brava.
Well, insult to injury, I suppose.
I don't know if that was intentional on the Brava's part. It just maybe caught up in the moment or lost his footing even just a little bit there as he was coming in, but we'll paint that in the most positive light we can.
I think he's trying to plead his case with the referee, too. I don't imagine that was intentional, especially not when you get to this stage in the game. Most of the trash talk kind of wears off because both teams kind of understand where they're coming from in the end. They're trying to not get hurt and move on to next week with a brighter attitude, and for some, move on to the basketball season.
Yeah, we start looking towards that direction as we get into the waning moments of this one and that schedule put together, and we'll have that rolled out to you here pretty quick. If you want to keep up to date with everything we've got coming up our schedule, I get a lot of questions about, like for instance, tonight we were doing the game. We had that link up on varsitysportslive.com on Tuesday, actually Monday afternoon. So if you have your wonder, if you think to yourself, I wonder if the Trojans are going to be covered tonight, varsitysportslive.com. It'll be there. The link will be there right in the front page for every game we've got going on during the week at varsitysportslive.com. So best place to keep up to date with where we'll be as we head towards the winter sports season. Trojans are trying to keep Hayden out of the end zone again. Turn handoff, new running back. That's their linebacker. That's their leading tackler on their team in Jude Krentz. And a big gain for Krentz.
Yeah, and a quick look around the league. We mentioned that one of these teams is going to be moving on to basketball season, got that schedule for them, but the other team going to be facing off against the winner of Frontenac and Perry-Lecompton. That game just got real close, 22-20. Frontenac in the lead by just 2 points with not a lot of time left.
Can't wait to call my Frontenac sources to get the completely unfiltered version of that game. Turn handoff again for Krentz, and he'll have a nice gain on first down of about 6 yards, brings up second down and 6. Zach Benzo, slow to get up. Boy, Zach really put together a nice season here in his senior year, a good leader on this team for the Trojans, and you want to ask something of somebody is have them play nose tackle center and do it every play.
Every play, both ways, no break. Well, besides the break he's going to get right now.
Yeah,
but
Benzo, he tried to wave them off of that, as a matter of fact. Tried to say he doesn't want to get it. Zach probably painfully aware of the short time on this one. And
just talk about a tough kid, man. Giving it his all for this team. You always got to appreciate that.
These seniors have been a part of some really good teams. They were youngsters on those 10-win teams in back-to-back years. Levi Blair, one of those seniors on here. Siler Salmons has really done a nice job stepping in. That quarterback role is not necessarily something that he anticipated would be something he was going to be stepping into here in his senior season, and I feel like he's done a really good job in the opportunity he's gotten once they got the offense kind of going a little bit, picking up 6 wins in that for him. Scott Moore, obviously, picking up a Division I offer this week from Army. That in the history of Girard High School, there's just not been a ton of Division I football players come out of Girard High School, and so when you've got those opportunities, he's certainly a different kind of kid. Here's Mitchell trying to tack on another touchdown for him, and he will. From 20 yards out, a 20-yard touchdown run for Mitchell in his second of the game.
On to the attempt the extra point, number 4.
Mason Gilmore, another one of these seniors on there. Robert Larson. Aaron DeBrava he's been a good leader for this squad up front as well this season. And Aaron Bauer, mentioned Zach already, the senior class for this Trojan team that likely playing their last snaps in the crimson and gold. You get up here close to Topeka in November, things get tough. I can tell you right now, I played my last game about 20 miles north of here. PAT's good for 8-0 your score. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Trojan football on Girard Sports Live.
From the football field to the bean field, the right equipment can make all the difference. Gear up for harvest, expand your fleet, or grow your business with Tyler Jackman at Big Iron Auctions. Tyler can improve your operation conveniently, efficiently, and effectively. And if you're selling one piece or the whole operation, Big Iron can connect you with over 750,000 registered bidders. Buying or selling, go big. Big Iron Auctions. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115. BigIronAuctions.com.
You've enjoyed life.
More than just your neighborhood pharmacy, Mathis Drug is your hometown partner in health. With pharmacist Bria Scheibe and an experienced, highly trained staff, Mathis Drug is ready to serve you. And now, Mathis Drug offers comprehensive compounding, which is one of the few pharmacies in Southeast Kansas with this convenient on-site service. From medications to expert advice, call 620-261-9779. Mathis Drug Store, where community and care come together.
Mason Becker to kick it away for the Wildcats. This one's going to go down to Moore. He'll field it at about the 16-yard line. Far side return. Moore trying to find an opening. And good tackle there in the open field for Hayden by Brady Heinen.
Number 40, Scott Moore.
Well, they will have the running clock in effect here, down 49-0. Well, if the Raiders hold on and win, they'll have their hands full next week with this group of boys right here. This is a pretty good football team. This team may be headed towards a matchup with the Andale Indians.
Now, the transitive property isn't always true in football, but Girard held Frontenac pretty closely, and Topeka Hayden is handing it to Girard right now. So I'd say that whoever wins that game's in for a tough game next week.
Hayden's only loss on the season came to Wamego, 31-28. Wamego still in the 4A playoffs. Wamego, the 2023 4A runner-up. And so that tells you how good Wamego is. And Hayden lost by 3 to that team, is the only loss they have on their record. The rest of them, their averaging average margin of victory this season has been 34 points. And they're averaging about 44 points a game. So they're right at their offensive average. They're giving up about 10 points a game. Here's Levi Blair. Had a little open running room, and they nearly lost the football as he lost his footing along with it. But it's still a good gain for Levi up near the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7 on second down. Bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, not a huge spot. We've seen a lot of running plays, a lot of different formations now for the Trojans coming down to the wire. And there they kind of used a formation that Topeka Hayden's been running, honestly. They have that weird little flex back, almost like a half wishbone. And they come out and it one more time here. We'll see who gets the handoff.
Cullen, turn handoff. Blair this time didn't get a clean handoff, and then that stutter step allowed the Hayden defense to collapse in a hurry.
Yeah, Huss got back there quickly. I mean, it's just been a defensive line beatdown throughout the entire game. They've been able to do whatever they want to this Girard Trojan offensive line. And right there, they just got back there way too fast. All 4 of them were ready for Levi Blair wherever he was going to run. And it's up in a huge loss.
Game like this, you can tell the backups. You can identify those real easy. Their white stripes on their pants are crystal clear. He'll send one up for Moore, trying to reach up there. Ball bounces around, was on his back for a moment, falls incomplete. And a turnover on downs for the Trojans once again here tonight.
Now we'll see what goes through the mind of Topeka Hayden's coach.
Well, you see a lot of clean jerseys are going to come out here offensively for the Wildcats. It definitely moving on to the next round. You keep those guys that are factors healthy. For the Trojans, 6-3, going to round up this year 6-4, and you feel okay. I mean, the Trojans, going through the summertime, everybody tries to bend my ear a little bit about how things are going to go. I've got some dads in my ear. I got some other folks that let me know about how things are going to be, and I can tell you that 6-4 was not on anybody's mind that talked to me this summer. So you can put that in the bank as you start to think about this team moving forward, and if you're out there talking about them in the community, you might want to be careful, first of all. But they overachieved a little bit and really been gritty and had a little quarterback to bring the quarterbacks up to speed kind of last minute into the summer as well, and able to get those 6 wins, compete the games that they did. And Trojans don't need to hang their head about coming up and falling to this really good Topeka Hayden Wildcat team on a tough night to play some football, fun night. And in my years, I've gotten pretty good. I'd rather be here than there. I'd rather be up here than on the field.
Yeah.
Days like this, man.
I don't quite know, man. Being down there on the field with the rain and everything.
That's the place to be for a D lineman.
It's quite fun.
Run off left side for the Wildcats. They'll get the first down up inside the 4:45 mark of this fourth quarter.
Now it might get a little less fun as the game keeps going on. You start to get a little cold and wet, but man, at the start there, you're sliding around, especially on a field like this, flying around on the field.
Now,
so
49-0 game, you don't. That's not near as fun. I've been on the field for both. I've been on the field on a cold game where they're running it right down your throat and you can't do anything about it. I've certainly experienced that. Again, not far from here. And then I've been on the other side of that when you're delivering that to another team. There are a few things better than that. Trojans going to get a stop here. Blake Brokop comes in late to clean it up. Helped out there. Junior Love on the tackle. Also in there for the Trojans, Liam Leedstrom. Trojans are going to bring back some guys with quite a bit of experience. Obviously, Colin will have a year of experience under his belt at quarterback. Corvin Bowen has really stepped up to be a factor for them. Levi Blair, going to lose him at that running back spot, but Ashbacher a junior, and so you're going to have some guys that are going to be coming back to participate. Junior Love is a junior as well, and so your backfield is all generally coming back. So
if you look in the past years as well, Ben Colin kind of going down that same path that Luke Nigaman did a few years ago. His sophomore year, Luke got a few starts, was able to rotate in and out of that starting lineup, and then went on the next 2 years to start and ended up being a real good player and now is performing very well for the Pitt State Gorillas. So you like to see the future and it being very bright for the Girard Trojans.
We got the running clock going on here with approaching the 3-minute mark, and the Wildcats driving here on the Trojan defense.
Looking to add insult to injury, so to speak.
Got to keep playing. It's teams like this and Hayden and St. Mary's Colgan for all those years that these underclassmen are going to get, I don't know, a half a season of snaps perhaps in some of these games. You look at the scores, lopsided for Hayden. So you've got underclassmen getting fairly meaningful reps on a regular basis on Friday nights, and then you're going to go ahead and get another 2 to 4 games in the playoffs usually for these Hayden Wildcats. That's another 2. So if you're a freshman and you get on the field 4 more times in the playoffs every year, that's 16 more games that you played in by the time you're done than maybe a team that doesn't do that. How much better could you be on a Friday night? And so when you get that rolling like that with some underclassmen that can come through, get this extra playing time, you start to build a program that's consistently in the mix.
Yeah, and not to mention they're going into practice as well with better experience. They'll be able to contest their varsity starters a little bit better and create a better look for them throughout practices.
This good play there by the Trojans. Blake Brokop undercut initially for Girard on the tackle is Benzo. Really the factor on that one. Chalk another tackle for Zach Benzo. And he's not going to have anything left in the tank when he's done here. He is really trying to use it all up.
He'll sleep well tonight.
Which is awesome. He's going to try to leave it all out there on the field.
You can say that about this kid all season long.
Oh,
he's done it just about every game, man. If you wonder what 100% looks like, you can just go back and watch the games where Zach Benzo has been playing nose tackle and center.
Wildcats really taking their time. I don't know if they're necessarily trying to score here. They take a delay of game, as a matter of fact, here with the clock stopped at 1 minute. So Coach Arnold, good one for the Wildcats. 13 seasons here, and his 2008 state title for the Wildcats as well. You look at this stuff, you think, I know Trojan fans, we've ended a couple seasons up here, and you think Hayden's just a juggernaut all the time. Just that one state title under Coach Arnold.
Yep.
It's hard to win. It's hard to win in 3A a championship, especially the way Andel's been rolling over the past few years.
Yeah,
well played there by the Trojans, bottled up on the edge. And that will likely be the final play of this game. Trojans fall 49-0 here on the road at Topeka Hayden. They will wrap up their season at 6-4 on the year. We're going to kick off the East Side Cafe postgame show here momentarily. And we will have a pretty quick postgame show as we try to get out of here before we finally get flooded out. But we will recap this game and put a bow on this 2024 season. Thank you to all the sponsors. It is incredible the support that we get, and I have continued to get, and our company has continued to get as we've grown this thing from the infancy that it was in Girard back in 2017. And it's just humbling every year when we go out there and ask, do you want to have Girard Sports Live again? And every year they say yes. It just allows me to be able to do the thing that I love most, which is sit up on a press box on a Friday night in November and downpouring rain next to a young and up-and-coming broadcaster and bring you Trojan football here on Girard Sports Live. Didn't end the way we wanted it to, but Trojans wrap up their year 6-4. Hayden's pretty darn good. We're back in 3 minutes on the Eastside Cafe postgame show on Girard Sports Live.
Tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
A Trojan sack means $1 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $1 short stacks the next day. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Hello, 4 States. This is Jay Hatfield with the Jay Hatfield Auto Group. We've been serving the 4 States area for over 29 years, and we now have 6 locations which offer Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Each of our locations is operated by a Jay Hatfield family member or managing partner. At Jay Hatfield, we're here to earn your business and trust. We have approximately 300 pre-owned and 300 new vehicles in stock or on their way, and we're making deals. Come see us at Jay Hatfield location today and let us make you part of the Jay Hatfield family.
The first one here is a 2017 Ford Focus with only 21,000 miles. That one's not for sale though. I'm going to probably keep that one. Hi, my name's Eddie. 2016 Chevy Malibu with only 13,000 miles, but I might hang on to that one too. So let me show you the next one. Ford F-150, but that one's going to stay with me too. So let's go down to the next one here. Hi, I'm Eddie. 2017 F-150, so we have 3 of them. I could probably let that one go. Hi, my name's Eddie. 2015 Ford Transit Cargo. I'm going to keep that one because I have to move here soon. But the rest of them, you're welcome to come out and look at. And I think you'd like a lot of them. We appreciate your business.
Farmers Bank is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. For generations, Farmers Bank has worked with local leaders, businesses, and residents to help shape the future of Southeast Kansas. Farmers Bank is proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. As partners in business and friends in life, Farmers Bank is looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank, with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com.
Back out here one final time here on the Eastside Cafe post-game show. BJ Harris, Daryl McLeod out here as the Girard Trojans fall here on the road 49-0 at the hands of the Hayden Wildcats here in this regional round. Finished the year 6-4. And Daryl, again, we've talked ad nauseum here tonight about how good Hayden is, and Trojans just found themselves up against a really good team. Had an effort, were able to move the ball at times, just never really could finish off any drives, and this is a really good football team in Hayden Wildcats.
I mean, you said it best. They're just a really good team, and that's flat out. They practice for this all year long. You mentioned those younger guys have gotten a lot of snaps all year long, and then when you get into the postseason, that pays double for your team, and it shows here tonight. They came out in these terrible conditions, and they did what they do best. They played good Hayden football. Trojans, however, they played a great game. They had a great season. You got to just commend these players. They didn't quit until that very end buzzer was sounding.
Families starting to make their way out onto the field as the tears, I'm sure, are falling. Pick a nice night to have some tears fall. You can't tell if it's the rain or the tears.
Just
but,
the rain. Someone shut off that AC.
Those families surrounding those kiddos, and it's a tough pill to swallow to play your final high school football game, but we all usually have to do it. And only one team's going to actually get to win the whole thing at the end. And so you're still playing in November. Feel okay about that. Tough way to go out here, though, on the road at Topeka Hayden. I mentioned basketball season right around the corner. Wrestling will pick up at least a duel or two as well as we get on through the winter schedule. Be looking for that. Again, varsitysportslive.com. And I really hope everybody's enjoyed the new and improved Girard Sports Live this year. You can thank Daryl McLeod for that. The guy standing right next to me has really done a nice job stepping up to take some ownership of Girard Sports Live. And so nothing like having another Trojan to be able to step in and help out with that. And so appreciate your help this year, bub.
Of course, man. It's been an honor to see this team. I'm glad to have come back to my roots, been able to broadcast this all season long. I mean, obviously without you, none of it would even be going. And so we got to thank you for that. And then, of course, thank you to all the sponsors that even make it possible to come out here. Because, like you mentioned, nothing I'd rather do on a Friday night than sit on top of this booth and broadcast this game.
We're going to give Coach Philpott the night off. He's been getting soaked all night. He's going to spend some time with his kids, so we will cut him loose. Do thank to all our sponsors all year long, and our hit of the game brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair all year long. We really struggled to find one in this game, but Corbin Bowen hitting the hole on the kickoff returns. Our hits of the game brought to you by Bradshaw Collision Repair, offering paintless dent repair, glass replacements, and a lot more. They have been Bob's been on board with Girard Sports Live since day one. Our player of the game brought to you by Evans Motors, and talked about Corbin Bowen again, maybe perhaps on the defensive side, made some nice tackles to stop some plays, and then was a guy who could get to the edge and had a couple of nice runs. Levi Blair had a good run or two as well, but we'll give our honorable mention to that senior class, and really stepped up, dug down deep this year, and like I mentioned earlier, I don't think anybody had 6 wins for this senior class, and anytime they're doubting you, go show them something different. I think they've done that this year. And so special thanks to Evans Motors. Then Community National Bank, appreciate them all year long for their support in our post-game coaches interviews. We're going to attempt to get out of here to stay as dry as possible as we managed to do it all night long. Thank you for so many people. I know you guys were dialed in with us all evening. We appreciate you doing that and sticking with us. Girard Sports Live. Nobody watches more games than the folks at Girard. I can tell you that right now as far as the numbers are concerned. So we appreciate you guys for supporting us all year long, and we'll be back at it in less than a month with some basketball. Coach Urlacher, I know you're listening. I'm sure you're watching film or getting ready for some game somewhere at some point. For Daryl McLeod, for Josh Lettner, for Jess Murphy, for Sarah Goebel, for Cole Grant, I'm BJ Harris saying so long from the capital city. Trojans fall 49-0 to the Topeka Hayden Wildcats, and you've watched it all right here on your home for Girard High School Athletics, Girard Sports Live.
Thanks for watching. From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.